4 floors up. The top floor is penthouse. All my kids have their rooms. The basement studio. Then I'll have the main studio in the house. 2 clubs in the house. I came here. I've been here. This is the 3rd time. I came here when I first bought the land. I bought the land for about. Then I bought the land for like 4 billion. Now the land is worth like 8 billion. The house will be at least like 9 million, 10 million. The crazy thing is that my house is on the New American Embassy. See that building?
Welcome back. So that was Davido, and I did a quick search on Google. Price of land in Antlantic. Antlantic, land in Antlantic, Lagos, typically cost between $1,250 to about $3,000 per square meter. Now, maybe you do not know what a square meter is, but then you are going to find out. A square meter is basically like the size of your tiles. You know that big tiles? That's basically what a square meter is. Now, depending on the size and location, it says a complete plot in this prime development commonly ranges from 2 billion naira to well over 10 billion naira, depending on how much of it do you want and the direction that it faces. If it's facing the sea, I'm going to take you guys to a brief history of the Antlantic. Yeah, you know, it's Banana Island that was trending before. Now we are talking about Antlantic. It says that sample plot pricing, because plot sizes vary depending on the district, such as the avenues or residential or commercial zones. Bulk plot prices cover a wide spectrum. Large contiguous plot, e.g. 3,500 meters square, around $4.5 million to $6.6 million. Prime waterfront parcels, $2,000 to $3,000 per square meter. You know, these are some of it. So let us find out. As it said, prices in the Antlantic are subject to rapid appreciation due to limited supply and high demand for prime coastal real estate. Transactions are typically handled in USD or the current Naira equivalent. You heard what Davido said. He said the land that he bought back then, it has now appreciated. So let us find out what is the history behind Antlantic City. According to what we have here, it says Antlantic City was conceived as an emergency environmental solution to save Victoria Island, Lagos, from being swallowed by the Atlantic Ocean. What began as a defensive engineering battle against severe coastal erosion transformed into one of Africa's most ambitious private real estate projects. Wow. The catalyst, the destruction of Bar Beach pre-2003. For decades, Lagos' famous Bar Beach suffered from chronic coastal erosion, losing between 8 to 14 meters of beachfront annually. By the early 2000s, ocean surges regularly overflown their banks, flooding major economic arteries like Ahmadu Bello Way, destroying properties and threatening to submerge Victoria Island entirely. Decades of temporary sand filling had failed. If you remember how the Bar Beach was, the water was hitting deeply. It was like, so they needed to like find a way around it. Like, we think we need to manage it by let us pump sand. That's how it is done. So they dredge it and they pump it to the surface. What was for defense, a defense vision, has now become a place where human beings are paying huge amount of money for. The partnership, the project was structured as a public-private partnership. South Energex Nigeria Limited, a subsidiary of Chagori Group. Chagori, the family, I think they say they are from Lebanon. This family has been in Nigeria for a long time, and ladies and gentlemen, this family, they are on top of the matter when it comes to Nigeria. They've made a lot of money. So the concept was to reclaim 10 million square meters of lost land from the sea and build a self-sustaining high-tech financial hub protected by a massive sea wall. That is what it is. Talking about dredging, they said the engineering and reclaiming of the ocean started 2008 to 2013. That's a lot of years. 2008, 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013. It took them close to like 6 years to dredge and do the land reclamation. Officially, it commenced in 2008, like I said, and they did a lot of work to secure the new land. Engineers built what they call the Great Wall of Lagos, an 8.5-kilometer long sea revetment armored with 100,000 5-ton interlocking concrete blocks. It was designed to withstand the most severe, like 1,000 year storm. That's a lot of money that was paid. Like what they did, they created a kind of barrier. That is what this revetment means. They created a huge barrier that if the sea tries to rise above the rise of the rise, it will not surpass, it will not pass. So this is what it is. Like a lot of money has been put into it, and obviously, what do you expect? The amount that kind of place will be sold is not going to be a joke. So what do we have here? They say decentralized 24/7 power generation. So it's not going to be your normal, usual eco power supply or whatever. It's going to be 24-hour supply, advanced water and sewage treatment plants, subsurface drainage networks to eliminate urban flooding. So it means when rain falls, that particular part will not have, so time will tell, really. Time will tell. And I think another pastor is also doing his own business, his own thing, trying to match up with Antlantic, even though Antlantic is far much more than that. I'm talking of Matthew Ashimolowo. He's into this business too. What are the debates? Despite its engineering triumphs, Antlantic has faced critique. Exclusivity, distractors label it a billionaire enclave, of course, or a ghost city, arguing that the high land cost price out of the average resident of overcrowded Lagos. Of course, that place is not for, it is not for the broke. No. It is not for the broke. But then it is for you listening to me. Of course, if you can listen to me, it means that you can afford it. Environment impact. Oceanographers raised early concerns that pushing back the ocean at Victoria Island will worsen coastal erosion and storm surges in adjacent, less protected coastal communities downdrift like Alpha Beach. And that is the truth of it. I won't lie to you. I will not lie to you. I will not lie to you. Obviously, that is basically what is going to happen, because the more you reclaim land and you protect it, water, as they say, will find its level, meaning the water itself will look for ways and avenue to get itself wherever. So we are still going to have issues with the water thing. The billionaires are buying what they are buying, but definitely it will still give. Yes. It will still give that same that we are talking about. It will give the surge. It will give. So that's it basically. Although they said they kept to strict architectural guidelines and planning framework to avoid this and that, still time, I say, will tell. Do not forget that those that will be buying this particular property, land, this real estate, these guys have deep pockets.